Hey guys, welcome back with our letter R. Today we're working on our realistic facial features. So we're going to take some time to work on an eye, a nose, and then a mouth. So what we're going to do first is we're going to take our paper. This is to prepare us for our self-portrait next week with the letter S. We're going to take it, we're going to fold it side to side. So we're going to get 4 boxes. And if you want to draw more than, say, one eye inside your eyes section, you can. This is just our sketching and our practicing. So once you open it up, you should have 4 boxes. What we're going to do next is we're going to begin to draw. And I'm going to use a Sharpie and I'm going to use a pencil to do some shading. So that way you can kind of see both as we shade and as we work on the face. So I'm going to start with the eye. And I'll start over here on this box here. And what you want to start with is a circle. So I'm just going to draw one eye. If you wish to draw 2, you can draw 2. So in here, I'm going to start with a circle. And you want, that's usually the pupil. So you can have the glare of the eye, which is where the light hits it, be on the inside of the pupil, which is the black dot, or the outside of the pupil. Let's see, I'm going to go ahead and I'll just color this in all black and I'll put my glare on the outside of the pupil. And you may have your own way of drawing your eyes, so if you have a different way, you can always share that with us. Okay, so I'll just fill that in. And I'm going to put my glare on the outside. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw the circle around it, which would be the eyeball. And then what we would have is some glare. I'm going to have the glare on the outside, so I'm going to put this little oval here. And I'm going to put another reflection right across from it down here. So what I'll do is I'm going to draw these little lines coming out. This is the iris, and this is where your eye color would be. Okay. And then what I'm going to do next is I'm going to draw sort of, it looks like a rainbow, kind of right on top of the eye. So got it on the top. And then we'll draw it on the bottom. So we want it to touch the eye and then just come around and to the corner or the crease. Okay. So I'm going to draw a line here. And I'm going to draw a line back here. This is the white part of the eye. This is the part where your eye color is. So your eye color, whether it's blue, green, or brown, goes around here. And we're just doing some pencil shading. So if you want to use real colors, you can. On top, we have our eyelid. So I'm going to give a little line right here. Okay, that goes across the top of the eye. And I'm just going to darken this a little bit. And for your eyelashes, boys, you don't have to draw your eyelashes, but everybody does have eyelashes. Girls, we like to make our eyelash a little bit longer. So if you would like to, you just draw each lash, and you could draw it coming out from that top space. And then they kind of just curve, and they get a little bit smaller as they go towards the other part of the eye here. So if you just want to draw them and have them stop, you could do that. And then your eyebrow. I didn't leave a whole lot of room up here for my eyebrow, but if you'd like to add the arch and eyebrow, you can. And these are our sketches. These are our practice drawings. So we want to kind of save room for each one. If you'd like to put a little bit of shading in the eye, we are going to work with shading. I'm just going to shade. I want to leave this white, but I want to put a little shading sort of just right around the eye color. If you want to use, you know, your real color, the blue or the green or the brown, you could do that. I did just ask you to bring a pencil so we could get a little bit familiar with just some pencil shading. And leave the white of the glare, and you could take your finger and then just sort of rub where the color is, and then right in the creases right here, it would represent like a shadow. So if you want to put a little bit of shading just in there, the creases of the eye, you could do that too. Right here. And then just take your finger and then just rub. All right, so we can, and you can add a little bit of shading underneath here where the eyelid is, because it's like a shadow. So it acts a little bit like a shadow there. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll move over to the nose next. So with the nose, we're gonna start with this section here. And if you can start with just sort of a little curve, just like that. It's like a little wavy because our nose comes down and it sticks out, but we're not gonna make it stick out. We're just gonna use some shadowing, okay? So right here, you just wanna kind of come down with two little ovals. They're like teardrops, and you can fill them in. That's where we breathe fresh air. And this is the nose if you are looking straight. And then our two sides right here, we can add, looks like parentheses on the sides of the nose here. And then we could come up just maybe right up here. You don't have to touch the nose, but kind of right in the middle with a line. You could have one line, or you could have a line on both sides. And there we go, a little sideways. So sorry if I gotta move it a little bit. And for the nose, and we're just practicing our drawings inside each box. So if you want to do more than one eye, or you want to do a smaller eye, absolutely do a smaller eye. And then with some shading, just doing a little bit of shading on the sides, on the edges. Because when we go to use our crayons next week, when we color our self-portraits, you want to use the dark shades and the light shades of a shadow that may rest. So if this sticks out here, I don't want to use a real dark marker or color to color in my nose. So we want to try to work a little bit with shading, and then next week we'll use our colors. So you can use a pencil today, or you can use your crayons or colored pencils, and then just taking your finger, give a little rub for the shadows. And then fill some of that in, and then leave the tip of the nose, your tip of your nose, just leave that white, so that way, or leave it light, so that way that kind of shows and kind of glows. All right, and you can play with some shading there. All right, I did want you to do one box of shading from dark to light. So let's see, I'll do it over in this one. So you can use, and I want you to practice this with a crayon, looks like a mouth, a pencil, and you can practice it with a colored pencil, crayon, just so when we go to do our facial features, we're not using one heavy color next week with our markers and doing it all one skin tone color. Show some darks and some lights. So this is value, and with the pencil, it's like our grayscale. As we go. And you're just pressing down hard and then lightening up with your pencil. And then take your finger and then give it a little rub there, and then you can do some blending. All right, so let's move over to the mouth over here. So that looks like a mouth underneath the nose, but we're gonna do our mouth over here as well too. So what we wanna do is, you can sort of start with a straight line, and you can do your mouth in different ways. So say if we have a line on the bottom here, and then we kind of just curve at the bottom here, the lip, in the middle, and then at the top right here, okay? Girls, we like to kind of make our lips a little bit more, and then you just stretch down the bottom there, arched here, and then we can go here and give a little, maybe it shows a little bit of teeth, or it shows a little bit of inside your mouth, or it's going to be dark. Okay, so if you want to do lips that way, or you can just draw a smile, a way you like it is cool too. So with shading, we'll do some little bit of shading on the inside here, and then on the corners, and then just bring it up real light. Same on the sides, dark on the sides, and then just lighter right towards the middle. Take your finger, give a little rub there, and then do the same for the bottom. And we'll practice this. You can practice with color or pencil. So next week, as we get into our letter S, we are going to be working on our realistic self-portrait. We're going to turn our portraits into an anime art, so I'm excited about that. So I look forward to seeing your faces and your portraits, and I'll see you next time. Bye.